Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. We are shooting episode number 79. Today we are going to go through a XIRR tool that we have created for you, and we'll offer this tool for you to use through our Telegram channel. I'll share this tool with you after this talk. And we have been waiting for XIRR tool to be launched by Smallcase, and they are probably building it right now. But we thought that meanwhile, while they are building it, we should offer this tool directly to our users who have been asking for it. And even otherwise, I mean, if you're not even a Smallcase user and if you're just doing your own investing or trading or any activity that you require a calculation of XIRR or CAGR, you could use this tool. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's first see where the markets went today. So markets were buoyant. The Bank Nifty was bullish from the very start of the day, and the metal stocks and the higher risk sort of sectors that had taken a beating in the last few days came a very strong comeback. So a lot of small cap stocks also were racing today. Banking, as I said, PSU banks, public sector enterprise, on the back of positive news flow from the finance ministry about the monetization of government assets and positive tax flow numbers floating around. All that added to the positive sentiment today, and a lot of short covering could have happened in many of the larger counters on the F&O side. Pharma stocks were also up, and so were energy infra stocks, auto stocks, and FMCG, which had taken a lead in the last 2 days as defensive sector, FMCG and IT. They in fact took a small breather today, and then they were in a corrective mode here. But other than that, the market was largely in the green. As we can see on the indices, Nifty 50 closed 0.8% up, CNX 200 closed 0.9% up, CNX 500, Nifty Next 50 both up 1%, and the small and mid cap indices were up almost 2%. These weekend investing small cases also followed suit, and most of the strategies were up from 0.5% to 2.5%. Ranging all through. So it was a good sort of relief rally so far. We still don't know whether this will convert into a full-blown rally or upward leg again, or is it just a relief for now? That will be seen later. But this has definitely given some hope that the long-term rally that we have seen is in place, and there is no dent to it despite FII selling and despite a few days of a corrective move. So the topic of the day is XIRR and CAGR tool. If you remember, we had done a daily bite, I think episode number 15, and you can go and check it out on the hub, that why do we need XIRR? So I remember I had mentioned that in cases where you have only an entry and an exit of your investment, let's say you put in 10 lakh rupees today, and a year and a half, 3 years later, you've taken out the money, and you want to know what has been my CAGR return over this time. So then you only have the entry capital, the exit capital, the time period, and you find the CAGR return. Now, when there are multiple inputs and outputs to your calculation, so you may have invested 1 lakh to start with, then the next month you may have started a SIP on it for 10,000 rupees a month. In month 4 you may have added a lump sum 2 lakhs to it. In month 10 you may have withdrawn 2 lakhs from it. In month 11 you may have received dividends on it. So there are many inflows and outflows of capital from your investment book, and hence it is very difficult to find a straightforward CAGR or a returns. So for this purpose, where you have multiple streams of inputs and outputs, you need XIRR. I'll take one step back and also tell you that internal rate of return, IRR, can also be used with multiple streams, but those streams need to be systematic. So if you're doing only SIPs, then you can use IRR. But this extended IRR is used when your in and out of the system is erratic. So at any point of time, any amount going in, at some other point coming out. So it is called an extended IRR, and this is how you basically calculate the return on each sort of part of your capital for how long it was invested in. And I can tell you with confidence, and as I did in episode 15 also, that most people in the market, 80 to 90% people in the market, have no idea what is their return on their capital. If people have been investing for 5 years, they are bringing in money at various stages, they are withdrawing money at various stages, they are getting dividends. So overall there is no idea about what is the return for most people. It's only very dedicated souls who will do a calculation at least once a year or once in few months. So journaling your investment is very important to start with, and journaling your capital flows will add to your journal in terms of telling you what your returns are, and that can be useful when you are trying to compare strategies. For instance, if you allocated X amount in a particular strategy versus Y amount in another strategy, and both XIRR, if you're calculating over time, you'll be able to get a better picture of what is doing better. You may be able to compare time periods, XIRR over last 3 years versus XIRR over last 5 years. What did I do differently? How am I doing? So on and so forth. It's a metric that you can use, especially when you're doing multiple inflows and outflows, like in a SIP or invest more or partial withdrawal, so on and so forth. So this is basically what I just covered, that journaling your investments, even trading, more so actually when you're trading, is to create a journal, to write down what you're doing, why you're doing, and maybe once in a while also come back and see what has gone wrong, what could you have done better, what is additional costs associated with your investing or trading, and so on and so forth. So journaling always helps. Now you may be using, let's say, small case since a long time, and you have not kept track of what's happening to your capital flows. So I'll show you how you can track each and every order that you've placed through small case and create a XIR sheet based on which you will be able to get your returns. So if you go to, we've taken an example here where the account was with Zerodha. So smallcase.zerodha.com. So broker side login on this. And if you go to the drop down menu, you will see orders here. Right. So if you go within the orders, it will ask you which strategy you want to see the orders. So let's say you want to see the orders at all cap, and you select all batches here. So it will give you all the rebalances, invest more, or partial withdrawal, whatever you may have done. Each batch will be available to you with the date, and if you click on the details of this, it will give you the exact detail. We've blocked out the stocks, but it will give you the exact detail of what you bought and sold, and what was the buy value and sell value for each of those events. So rebalance event, addition event, partial withdrawal event, and so on and so forth. So for each of them, you can figure out what was my capital in or capital out, and you can then go and populate. Now that you have this data of date wise capital in, capital out, data is there, you can figure out what is your inputs for your tool. So each rebalance is available to you in terms of what you bought, what you sold, and so on and so forth. So let's go and see this tool. This tool will be available to you on the Telegram channel very shortly. So let's go and see. So when you will click on the tool, it will come to a page like this, and you can make a copy for yourself. So let me just try to give you a full screen. Yeah. So there are two sheets on this. So CAGR is very simple. CAGR, basically you put in your start date, you put in your investment, you put in your investment end date, you put in the current value of your investment, which has grown to what, you put in the number of years, which will automatically calculate based on this, the two dates. You will get the absolute return from start date to end date, and you'll get the CAGR return from start date to end date. So CAGR is basically annualized growth rate. So CAGR is very simple. So this tab you can use for doing CAGR, and this first tab is what you can use for XIRR. So now this sheet is already made. So the only thing that you have to do is to fill in with your details. So let's say we go here and we'll put in our date. So any date that you may have in your mind, 15th April 2021. Okay, and now here you have to choose the event. So did you add capital, did you withdraw capital, did you do a rebalance, or did you get dividends? Even dividends you can add on to your total returns, and these dividends are coming directly into your bank account. So you can either do a lump sum monthly dividend entry here, or you can do it on a date wise basis if you are very meticulous. So you can do this. So let's say I added 1 lakh rupees on 15th April 2021, and so that my cash flow will be minus 1 lakh in this. It will automatically calculate that. So you only need to add rows to this. So the instructions are right here. To add more rows, click on the last entered row and select add row below. So just highlight 12 and say insert, right click and say insert one below, and you will be inserting this, or and you don't have to make changes to the black cells, and only you have to make changes to the blue cells. Don't touch the formula in column G here. When you withdraw money, and this is important, so let's go through this. So you added one entry, and then at another entry, let's say 7th May, you did a rebalance, and in the rebalance you had a rebalance buy value of so much and sell value of so much. So it will automatically take that 296 was received that day. Then you could also have, let's say, a withdrawal event. So you withdrew 20,000 rupees. So that will come here. Then let's say you had a dividend of 224 rupees. You got a dividend. You entered that here. Then you had two more rebalances, etc. So you can just populate this sheet as per your inflows, outflows, dividends, etc. And then at the current date, you can populate the current value. So the current value is available on the small case app. So you can just calculate the current value from there, and the current value essentially should also include dividends in it. And if you do that, then your XIRR here will get calculated, and I've changed these values, and hence I should get a like this was an original one where we did a 1 lakh addition here and a 1 lakh addition here, and then there were some rebalances, and the current value was 2,15,000. So the XIRR was coming at 28.34% for this based on this period the returns were calculated. So you can play around with this. If you have any queries about this, this is one very important point, is that when you withdraw your money from your small case, so then we must remember to change the current value here also. So let's say you withdrew, you added an entry today that you are withdrawing 1 lakh, then your current value also has to go down by that much amount, and hence the returns on the portfolio will reflect that. If you withdraw but don't deduct from the current value, then of course you will get a erroneous entry. So this is what the XIRR tool there is. So XIRR is there and CAGR is there, and my suggestion is that you must try this and try to document and keep an account of your investing as much as possible. I am also hopeful that Small Case will be offering you a XIRR tool soon, but till then you can use this tool and get to know your XIRR over the last year or two, or whatever period that you have been with Weekend Investing, or even otherwise. So thank you so much for watching this, and you can also go and watch episode number 15 for more details, granular differences between IRR, XIRR, CAGR, etc. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.